Hello there. Apologies, it seems you've caught me in the middle of something. I know you're pointing a gun at me, but could you perhaps give me a second to finish? I was very nearly done with what I was doing, and... No? Alright, I'm stepping away. How have you been, might I ask? It's been a while since we met, and I have to admit, I've been wondering what you've been up to. Of course I know it's you. You're the agent I interrogated back at the Arctic Missile Facility. Even though you were in a guard uniform when we met, it's impossible not to recognize that posture. The posture of a trained killer, like myself. Funny. This time I was the one in the guard uniform typing on the console, and you're the one holding the pistol. Strange how that works. Did you recognize me beneath this gear? Is that why you went out of your way to hold me up like this? I thought so. Don't worry, I'm not offended. And don't think I haven't noticed your finger isn't actually on that trigger. You have no intention of shooting me, do you? Okay. Perhaps I don't have quite as much of a read on you as I thought. Good thing you knocked all the guards in the area unconscious, otherwise they'd no doubt be swarming us this very second. Before we get started in whatever this is, I have to say it's lovely to see you again. I knew you'd escaped those cuffs I bound you in, but I was still worried. Our conversation back at that facility was the most human interaction I've had in a very long time, and I would have hated for you to get captured and killed. Now, you're planning on interrogating me, aren't you? Isn't that lovely and poetic? Go ahead, ask your questions. Why am I in a guard uniform? Not the question I was expecting. I suppose I could ask you why you aren't in one, couldn't I? Seems we've rubbed off on each other. The security in this facility is much tighter than the one we previously met in, and given that it's owned by the same terrorist group, I thought a change in tactics might be in order. Plus, perhaps I wanted to prove to myself I could do what you do, What about you? What compelled you to climb through air vents and knock out guards? That didn't seem like something you were too interested in last time. I thought so. It seems we're of a similar mindset. Great minds think alike, as they say. Could I perhaps ask you a question now, since I answered yours so swiftly? Never mind then. If that's the case, please ask away. Though I don't recall being quite this aggressive when I interrogated you. Oh, the concussion doesn't count. You were trying to escape. I wouldn't have hurt you otherwise, but go ahead. Time is wasting, and I'm curious about what you're going to ask. My motivation? That was what I wanted to ask you. Though, again, like I said last time, we can't trust a word that comes out of each other's lips, can we? Even though I was being honest the last time we met, and you know I was because those nukes didn't end up firing at a single target, who's to say I'm being honest now? It's all part of the game. It's what keeps things fun and fresh. I can't trust you. You can't trust me. But I promise you can trust me. What I'm telling you is the truth. Unless it isn't. It's really up to you to decide. My motivations are the same as last time. This facility has nukes, and I'm here to disarm them. Since we've met, I've successfully disabled 3 other of Jericho's facilities. I'd say the government needs to do a better job of stopping these people from getting nukes, but then that's what I'm here for, isn't it? Or should I say we? I had some of my informants fill me in on your background, your exploits. The spy equivalent of a scroll through your date's social media feed. I was impressed with you when we met, even more so after seeing what you've done. all those missions and you didn't get captured once. Until we met. You've quite the reputation. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of you before. It's your reputation that makes me confident you're not going to shoot me. And why, in fact, I believe we're actually on the same side. And this is all just a bit of theatrics on your part. A bit of fun. So, my friend, before this all gets tiresome, which it's already dangerously close to being, either shoot me or lower your weapon, and let's move this plot along. Lovely. Let me guess. As I predicted, our two organizations have the same motive, don't they? Like they did last time. I hope you still got paid for it. Ah, you looked me up as well? Did you like what you saw? Very good. I'm glad we're on the same page for once. I'm certainly glad you haven't shot me. Typically everyone I meet in the field tries to kill me, so you're a very welcome change of pace. Speaking of pace, however, I do believe we need to wrap this thing up. So, if you'll give me just a moment... Apologies if that startled you. The console, as I'd mentioned, they'd increased the security. Despite my best attempts, I couldn't quite crack it, and those missiles were about to launch. Thankfully, the console can't launch if the console isn't working, can it? Yes, I'd noticed the alarms. An unfortunate downside to the console's malfunction, but I think we'd both rather get shot at over some poor country getting wiped out, wouldn't we? That being said, I think we should leave before said shooting begins, shouldn't we? I'll sneak out the way I came in. You clamber through the air vents and... Oh. You want to come with me? Very well. It'd be nice to have someone watching my back for a change. Come along then. Before the goon squad shows up, and do move quickly. I'd hate to leave you behind. There. That wasn't too bad now, was it? They didn't even see us. I have to say, despite the physical demands of this career, that sprint was very unpleasant. A lot of my job is actually just waiting for the perfect opportunity to move, or knock somebody out. Running doesn't come into it often. Look at that. See those jets? Bombers. They're moving in to destroy the facility now that the nukes are disarmed. Simultaneously, there are other agents at other facilities doing the same thing we just did. A coordinated strike. Hopefully not multiple agents from multiple organizations bumping into one another like we did. But you know what that means? You and I just saved the world, my friend. Always nice when it ends up happening, isn't it? A rare occurrence, but a good one. You know what else is good? I can turn my back to you and not wonder if I'm going to find a knife stuck in it. Do you know how rare that is in this line of work? When it's not just us that we can rely on? It's exceptionally rare. But I suppose this is the end of our little... whatever you want to call this. The world is so big, I doubt we'll meet again for a third time. Unless... Who is it that you work for, might I ask? FBI? CIA? MI6? Oh, you're a mercenary? An independent contractor. Which surely means whatever job you've been contracted on, it should be over once you return. Why am I asking? Well, I'm only asking because maybe I could get you to work for my organization. The pay is good, the support excellent, and the work lets you sleep at night, which is always a plus. What do you say? Want to work with someone you can trust for a change rather than on your own? Oh, yes, I completely understand. You'll need to return to your employer before you can think about any more work, but if you are interested, here's how you can contact me. Yes, it's a bit complicated, but that's how it is in this game, isn't it? I suppose then this will be us splitting up, won't it? At least for now. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I'm very glad I didn't give you a concussion this time. What's that? Of course I remember saying that. The spy version of hello. Why do you bring it up? You want to show me the spy version of saying goodbye? Whatever could that be? Ah, that's, that was a lovely farewell, my friend. Yes, I think I'll enjoy working with you too. Until then, though, goodbye, and stay safe.